What's up, Bulldogs? All right, I recorded a shitty video and I'm re-recording it because that's just it's not gonna fly. No longer am I gonna record videos where I'm being inhibited and I'm not just saying what I think, where I'm worried too much about how I'm coming across, or I'm worrying too much about other people hearing me record a video, or if I look stupid, or if I'm rambling on. It doesn't matter, okay? What I want to talk about was on my run today. So I ran up to the top of Black Mountain. It's about 1,000-foot climb in a little under 2 miles. So it's a pretty big climb. And I made it to the top without stopping. First time I've done this in a while. Last week I couldn't do this. 2 weeks ago I couldn't do this. You know, back when I was training really hard, yeah, I could do this and run 10 miles, but it doesn't matter. Again, we're not talking about comparing. It's just a matter of, hey, look at this. I just accomplished something. I just let me give myself some congratulations for going forward and doing a thing, right? Resetting the high water mark. Watch the video that I did on my key to unlimited motivation. I did like a few days ago or last week, and you can see what I'm talking about in regards to running. But this video is not really about running, but you're gonna find me using a lot of videos where I'm running as sort of a metaphor for life, right? So as I was going up this mountain, I was in a lot of pain, all right? It's hot out, probably like 90 degrees, close to that, out here on the mountain in the desert. And it's, you know, I've been running a lot lately, especially I did some elevation yesterday, so it was tough. And what I had to really do is I had to focus on putting one foot in front of the other. I know that sounds pretty basic. Everyone said this before, trust the process, blah, blah, blah. But listen up, okay? Because I want you to see this the way that I was able to see this today, which is gonna make it so that you can run any distance that you want and do anything you want. See, the problem that most people is that they are too focused on the destination. And that was me this morning or this afternoon. I was looking up at the mountain and I was thinking how good it would be to be able to run this all at one time, and how good I would feel if I had accomplished this. But I was also thinking about how hard it was and how much further I had to go, and my mind kept on spinning. Half of it is telling me, yeah, you can do this, go ahead and do this, it'll be so awesome. And the other half is telling me, you know what, you did good enough, just give up, that's fine. You know, it's good enough. And so I had to grapple with that, and I had to decide that not only was I not going to listen to either one of those things, but instead I was just going to focus on the exact present moment, on what my feet were doing. What was I trying to accomplish at this exact moment in time, not in the future, right? Now, don't get me wrong, you got to kind of look up every once in a while in order to make sure you're going in the right direction, but you don't have to do that very often. You pretty much know you're going in the right direction. You pretty much can look at your feet and then just keep on moving your feet in front of each other, and that's really all you have to do. And as long as you do that, you're gonna get there. It is really that simple, guys. It's really that simple. Now, why am I making this video and telling you something that's that simple? Because even though it's simple, I have to constantly remind myself of the exact same thing. That literally any destination that I want to go in life, all I have to do is step one foot in front of the other and keep on going. Now, what makes it hard to do that, okay? Well, the first thing that makes it hard to do that is doubt. We doubt we can make it, okay? We are looking at the destination. We're seeing how far away it is. We're seeing that it doesn't feel like we're making much progress towards it, okay? That is the first thing, is that we doubt it. We don't know for sure that we're gonna make it, even though we should, right? But somehow our mind is still telling us that if you have to walk 100 feet and you walk 10, that somehow you're not going to make the other 90, right? The second thing that happens is pain. And pain is what really gets us, right? I mean, why do you ever stop running? I mean, you could run forever if you didn't have pain. You feel the pain of your legs, of your lungs, of whatever it is, right? So for me, when I'm running, like this afternoon, I had to focus on actually not trying to avoid the pain, but trying to actually feel the pain. I want to experience, what do my legs feel like? What does the bottom of my foot feel like, right? How can I just focus on being in this present moment right now, absorbing and feeling all of this pain? And that's not just with running, right? Like I said, in life, when you're doing something that's hard, there's pain. there's often the pain of rejection. Just as I was recording this video, a girl walked by on this trail, and for a split second I was like, maybe I should wait or bring my voice down, and then I was like, no, I'm just gonna lean into this pain. Pain is really being uncomfortable, okay? And so this uncomfortability is what can stop us. And then the third thing that can stop us is boredom. It's boring running and running and running. I've run 50-mile race before that took me like 8 or 9 hours, and it's boring. I've run 20 miles on a treadmill before. It's boring, right? So it's the grind. That's what we call the grind, and that can stop us, because even though we know we can make it, even though we're maybe enduring the pain, we can't stand the boredom. And so the key to overcoming all of this is to be just focused on the exact present moment. When I'm recording this video, I don't need to pay attention to how I'm coming across. It doesn't matter, all right? Maybe I have a slight observation of that, and that's fine, and that's good, right? But I don't need to pay attention to other people and what's going on and whether this video will be good. Boom, my mind will spiral into that stuff. All I need to do is focus on looking at this camera and saying the words that I have to say. When I'm running, all I need to do is focus on each step, right? Put my foot where it needs to go. Can I feel the pain? Sure, I can feel the pain. Acknowledge the pain. As if I am acknowledging it, if I am observing the pain, if I am becoming aware of what is happening in my body and the pain that I'm feeling, but it's in this present moment. Now I'm not projecting it into the future, and I'm not thinking about how far I've come and how tired I should be, but I'm just thinking, I just need to make one more step. And what happens with that is that you can sort of get into this flow state. And when you're in this flow state, what happens is you don't even have to try to be aware. You don't even have to try that. I'm sure that you've been in a flow state before, especially a lot of you guys that are programmers. I know in coding, it was really easy to get in the flow state. In writing, I can get in the flow state at times, right? When I'm recording videos, of course. When running though, I'll give you an example. When I was running back down this mountain, I did about a mile down, and then I decided to walk to do this video. But I started running as fast as I could, right? There's a lot of rocks. It's pretty dangerous, you know. I was running maybe a 6-minute mile, and I could fall and could get seriously hurt. So because of that, I have to just focus really, really intently on each step. I can't even think about the pain. I can't even think about the exhaustion. I can't even think about the destination. I can think about anything. In fact, I'm not thinking. I'm just literally just acting like an animal, okay? And so if you want to be able to accomplish your goals, stop looking on the trail ahead. Stop constantly checking the destination. And I'm guilty of this myself, right? I check my social media a lot. I want to see the analytics on videos. I want to see analytics on my Instagram, on sales, on all these things, okay? Instead of focusing on the process, I have spent days, all right? I've spent days where I have checked my email, checked various stats for 5 or 6 hours out of the 8-hour day. I've literally done that, where I've only put in maybe 1 or 2 hours worth of work, if I even did at that point, because my mind was so disjarred and unfocused. So if I do that when I'm running, I'm not going to make it very far. I can promise you. And that's how I started off on this trail. I kept on looking up, and there was times where I would use the strategy, and when I was running before, where I would say, all right, well, look, you're just getting closer to this destination. Just make it a little bit further, make it a little bit further. And that'll work temporarily, but it's so much better to just put your head down and just put your feet where they need to go and just focus in every single moment. In fact, when you start doing that, then you can start upping the intensity. Then you can start to say, hey, look, if I can do this, what if I took it up a little bit more? Can I handle that? Can I feel, what does that experience feel like? And it doesn't feel a lot different. You might be able to start picking up the pace. And I'm not just talking about running here, but in life, in doing the process. And then you just look up every once in a while. You say, okay, am I still heading in the right direction? And if you want to set goals the right way, that's how it's got to be, right? I have a framework for doing this. I call it the GAP process, or GAP framework, which is goal, aspiration, process. All right, you can watch. I did a video on that where I talk about my goal and what I did to get a view with 100,000 views on, or a video with 100,000 views on YouTube. I'll put a link down below to that video, and you can see how that works. But if you really are serious about achieving some goals and you want my coaching on this, I'm working with guys in my financial freedom program right now. Every week we go through the GAP process, and we set a specific goal, and we set a process. And that's the most important part, is once you have this goal and you know exactly what you have to do, which is in your direct control, then you need a process to get there. And if you can put your head down and just execute on that process, and that's all you focus on, before you know it, you'll be at the top of the mountain and you'll be like, wow, I can't believe I made it to the top of this mountain. Then you'll be going after the next mountain. So it is really, really important. Most people have no idea how to set a goal. They set goals that are outside of their control. I call those aspirations. And when you do that, what ends up happening is that you lose power. You don't have the ability. It's not in your direct control. And so you can't actually execute something to make that happen. Instead, you're just gonna try a bunch of stuff and you're gonna get discouraged a lot easier, okay? It's the same thing, you know, again, if I can make the analogy to running, don't wanna go too off topic here, but if I just start running and I don't know how many miles I'm gonna run and I don't know where I'm going and I just go running, yeah, I might have a good run and I might enjoy the run, but I'm not really gonna get anywhere, okay? And if I wanna eventually run a marathon, I need an actual training program. I need to actually have some runs that have an objective. I'm running this many miles today. I'm running this kind of pace, right? You have to have that kind of thing that's in your direct control, and then a process for getting there. Otherwise, you're not gonna just randomly start running and be in marathon shape and be able to run a marathon if that's what you're trying to do, right? That's why I would call things like that an aspiration. So anyway, this video's gone on a little bit long, but if you're interested in all that stuff, if it makes sense to you, right? If you want to figure out how to actually start achieving those goals, click the link. I've got a link down below. It's called the Well Program, or you can, contact me on Instagram. If you message me at Bulldog Mindset on Instagram, we can chat about it. We can talk about whether or not this makes sense for you. And full disclosure, if you message me on Instagram, are you going to be talking to me directly? No, you're going to talk to a member of my team. They're going to help you figure out, using my framework, if things make sense, if it's a good fit, and if things work out and things are a good fit, then you will talk to me directly and we'll have a conversation and I'll help you out on your way. So I try to be as transparent as possible because I want you guys to know how all this stuff works. And this is also how I build and run a business, right? Even though I'm making these daily videos now, it doesn't mean that I've abandoned everything about building and running a business, because that's still part of what I'm doing. Okay, that's part of what I enjoy doing in life. So point is this, look, next time you're trying to go and do something, figure out what it is that you want to do. Set the objective, okay? Have a really clearly defined goal that's in your direct control, and then literally just stay as present as possible as you focus on the process. Trust that process, just execute over and over again. If you're focused on the now, if you're focused on the present, you won't feel the boredom. If you're focused on the past, if you're focused on the future, you'll feel the boredom. The pain will stop you and you're gonna get discouraged and give up. See you tomorrow.